welcome to my channel. My name is Bruna. I'm so happy that you guys are here. I have a fun video for you guys. Well, it's fun for me. I'm going to be talking about my first ever experience going to Disneyland. I'm sharing this because I'm planning a trip very soon to go back to Disneyland. Especially I haven't gone since the Avengers Campus opened up, and I cannot wait for that. So I'm planning a trip for that. So I wanted to share with you guys like my first experience going to Disneyland, and then I'm going to take you guys along for my next Disneyland adventure. So yeah. But before we get into the video, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, follow me on my social medias, and yeah, let's get right into it. So back in 2019, August to be exact, my family took a trip to California. It was such an awesome trip. We got to drive through the Pacific Coast. We went to LA, Santa Monica. We went to San Francisco, which was really cool. But my favorite part of the trip was I got to go to Disneyland. Obviously, I'm a huge Disney girl, and my dream has always been to go, one of my dreams has always been to go to Disneyland, for many reasons. One, that was the first original park. Like Walt Disney himself actually hung out there a lot, unlike Disney World where he didn't even get to see finished, which is kind of sad. But also a fact if you did not know that. But yeah, so I was always wanting to go to Disneyland. And when I found out about this trip, I'm like, I have to go. It turns out my family members did not want to go to Disney, which I still don't understand, but it is what it is. But I couldn't let that stop me, so I ended up going to Disneyland by myself. Now, I know a lot of people look at me when I tell them that, and they're like, you went to Disneyland by yourself? Like, you go to Disney alone? Like, why? Like, isn't that boring? Like, don't you get lonely or like all this? I'm like, actually, it's one of my favorite things to do. I love going to the parks alone. Don't get me wrong, I love going with friends and family and all that stuff too. It's always fun, but there's just something different about going to the parks by yourself. One reason being, you get to do whatever you want to do. Like, no one is like, there's not all these opinions, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, no, let's go here. No, you want to do something, you go and do it. Like, you don't have to like worry about what everybody else wants to do. So that's for one of the reasons I love going by myself. Another reason is I love getting to, I just love the people that I get to meet when I'm by myself. There's something different, but when you go to a park alone, like, you just get to interact with more people, especially in line. Like, every time that I've gone to Disney by myself, like, I always meet people in line, and we just end up talking throughout until like we're done with the line and we get to the ride part, which I think is so fun because you get to like meet people, get to hear like where they're from, like what about them Disneyland or Disney World, and I don't know, it's just a different experience going by yourself. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. You kind of have to just do it in order to see what I'm talking about. So I go to Disneyland, I get my ticket. I got the one day, because I was only going for one day, park hopper. But I also added photo pass because I'm by myself, and the fast passes. So what you can do is with that photo pass, fast pass order, instead of the way Disneyland used to do it, it might be different now because things changed after, you know, everything closed and all that. But you go and it was just kind of how like Disney World used to do it. You go and you get a ticket fast pass to the rides. So you can ride as many rides as you want fast pass wise, but you can only get your next fast pass after you were done with your first fast pass. So I did that, but I did it through the app, which is so convenient because I was able to get fast passes for all these rides And like at Disney World, you'd only allowed 3 fast passes, where at Disneyland you were able to get as many fast passes as you want, as long as you rode it and then got another one after you finished riding. But yeah, so that's like a big difference between Disneyland and Disney World. Again, things have changed, so it's not the same. I am talking about 2 years ago, just so we're clear. This was Disneyland 2 years ago. I will update you guys when I go on my next trip what it looks like now. But anyways, back to Disneyland. So I got the app. The first thing I did was I got a fast pass for Guardians of the Galaxy. And what was so cool was literally I got the fast pass. I can't remember the time it was, but 10 minutes later I was able to go on. Like, I only had to wait 10 minutes before my fast pass time, which was so nice. Like, what? So I get the fast passes, and I make my way to DCA, which is Disney's California Adventure. And the second I walked in, I was just like blown away for a couple reasons. One, like, I thought I was dreaming. I'm like, what? I'm actually here? No way. And two, it was so empty. Like, I don't know if I just picked a really good day to go, but the park was empty. Like, I'm looking around and I'm like, where's everyone? Like, what? If this was Disney World, like, this would not be going on. Like, there would be people everywhere. So yeah. But anyways, I walk in there, and the first interaction I get is there was one of the Dapper ladies. I forget what they're actually called, but we'll call them Dapper ladies for now. It's just sitting on the bench, just like talking to whoever she sees, and there wasn't really much people. So I walked past her and I said hello, and she saw my first visit pin, and she's like, oh my gosh, it's your first time. And we just started talking, and it was just such a cool, like, first interaction, like, first introduction to the park. After that, I went to ride the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, which is like the Tower of Terror at Disney World. But in my opinion, and my Tower of Terror folks are going to get a little mad at me, but the Guardians ride is way better. I said it. I just love what they did with it. Don't get me wrong, I love Tower. It's great. I love I love everything about Tower as well, but I don't know. I think it's just the Marvel girl in me that just loves that. I don't know. But anyway, it was just great. Like, the theme fit perfectly. Like, I just loved it better. So after I rode the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, I forget what exactly it's called, but we'll just call it Guardians of the Galaxy. Right next to it was a place where Captain America meets. So I got a picture with Captain America. I got to meet him. It was so cool. I was so happy. If you don't know this about me, I love Marvel so much, and Captain America is my absolute favorite, and Spider-Man's my second favorite. Which I also got to meet Spider-Man, and that was such a fun interaction too. I loved getting to meet both of them so much. It was just, so awesome. I also got to meet Black Panther, which was really cool too. The only thing that was a little disappointing in that trip was I was really looking forward to meeting Loki and Thor and Captain Marvel, but they were not there that day. I don't know why, but they weren't there. And that was a little sad, but it's okay. I still got to meet my mains, which was Captain and Spider-Man, and of course Black Panther. Love all three. I also got to meet Donald and Daisy dressed up as Black Widow and the Hulk. Like, that was they were so cute. I absolutely loved them, as you can see. But yeah, so I did do a lot of character interactions with mainly characters that Disney World doesn't really have. So yeah, it was really cool. After that, I went to the Pixar Pier, which I obviously had to take some pictures in front of. It's just, I love the Pixar Pier so much. Like, so much. Like I said, like, I really wish that I could take Disney California Adventure and bring it to Florida, because it's just, oh, it's amazing. I love it so much. Like, Magic Kingdom is here, California Adventure is here. Like, and I know that once I go to Marvel's campus, whenever I end up going, like, they're gonna be tied, because I'm just gonna love them both the same. Like, I'm not gonna be able to pick anymore, because that's just how much I fell in love with Disney's California Adventure. Radiator Springs is amazing. Again, Pixar Pier, it's so cool. But again, like, people like to say it, you know, it's similar to Hollywood Studios, but like way better. Like, so after I was at California Adventure, I walked over to Disneyland, which something I love that Disneyland does that's different, so different than Disney World, is you can walk to the other park. Like, you don't have to get on a car, you don't have to get in a bus or a monorail or a ferry boat or anything like that. You literally walk across to the other park. And I really wish Disney World could do that. I mean, for them it's really hard because there's 4 parks, and they are bigger. I will say, Disney World, each park is definitely a lot bigger than the 2 at Disneyland. And anyways, I walked over to Disneyland. I got emotional because I'm like, this is like the original Main Street. Like, the original castle. I will say, and people say this all the time, the Sleeping Beauty castle is definitely a lot smaller than the Cinderella castle. Like, a lot smaller. Like, I think in pictures you can't tell that much, but there is a really big difference between the 2 castles. But I love the Sleeping Beauty castle. I think she's beautiful, and I think it's okay that it's smaller. Like, I think it's cute, it's beautiful, it's still pretty, and I loved it. I just love Disneyland as a whole. At Disneyland, it was actually really cool. It was actually the first time I got to go see the new Galaxy's Edge, because it had opened at Disneyland before it opened at Disney World, and so I got to see it at Disneyland before Disney World, which was kind of cool. And honestly, it's like the same thing in both parks. So that's definitely something that's not very different at all between the 2 parks. Galaxy's Edge, the same. There's not much that I could say that was different, except maybe like formatting of it, but it's pretty much the same thing. The ride, like, I can't say the same for Rise, but the Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run, I rode it at Disneyland and I rode it at Disney World, and it's the same thing as well. It's pretty much, it's all the same. Very, very cool in both places. I definitely think Disney did a fantastic job with that land, as they do in like everything. It's Disney. But yes, anyways, so I got to go see Galaxy's Edge. One thing that I didn't do is I really wanted to ride Space Mountain at Disneyland, but I didn't get to do it because I wanted to compare the 2 and see like the difference, but I didn't get to. There was a longer wait for that ride and no fast pass for it, and I was also very hungry at that time, so I had to get some food because I didn't eat all day. My first meal was at 5 p.m. because I was just so excited being at the park. I didn't want to stop for food. That's what happens when you go alone. Like, if you don't want to eat, you don't eat, because you don't have someone else wanting to eat. I mean, I was hungry, but I didn't want to stop for food. There was just so much for me to do, and I didn't want to stop. But anyways, yeah, great time. I actually ended up going back to DCA to do Radiator Spring at night because I didn't even think about this before, but one of the cast members that I had talked to was like, you have to come back at night and do Radiator Springs at night, like, because it's just like so cool at night. Like, it's cool during the day, but it's like even cooler at night. And like, I am so glad she reminded me of that because I almost didn't do that. But when she told me that, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, you're right. Like, I gotta come back at night. And let me tell you, you gotta do Radiator Springs at night because of all the lights. Oh, it's just so cool. And riding the cars ride at night with the waterfall and like all the lights. Oh, it's so magical. But yes, so if you go to Disneyland, do that at night for sure. Like, don't forget. But yeah, anyways, so that is my take on my trip to Disneyland. I had honestly the best time. I was not expecting to love that park as much as I did, like, because Disney World has such a special place in my heart that I didn't think that Disneyland could be better. And honestly, they didn't disappoint me. Like, Disneyland's amazing. Like, I honestly fell in love with Disneyland, especially like California Adventure. Like I said, that park sold. Like, again, Magic Kingdom, Disney California Adventure, like super close, because that's just how so awesome that park is. And again, if you guys haven't gone, I highly recommend it. And I cannot wait to go again and do Avengers Campus. I'm pretty sure I'll probably be spending most of my time over there for sure. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys like these sit down storytellings, let me know because I have a lot of different Disney experiences and just some really fun memories. And it's really fun to like go back and remember all these things because it was such a great time. And I can't wait to be back. And hopefully I'll be there soon. And I will take you guys with me on this adventure. So subscribe so you can keep following me for some more fun Disney trips. Yeah, so, and like this video, give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys next time, and just have a wonderful, magical day. I'll see ya.